Tapu mo eni a fio tau whahau tu po ono koe tui mo e hao o Tonga. Pe tapu mo i taihine kuini. Tapu foki mo i pinenisi klau ni tu po toa ulu kalala. Pe tapu mo i minister, ai eki minister, so valeni hua kawa mi liku. Pe te toi hūwhanga atu he ngahi whakatapu hono kotoa ku osi hono au whaki, kai ata ki a te au kiu whaihaki lea. O ko kole whakamole mole ka pau e mahe hei hahaku lea, ka mo whakamole mole i pe au he oku mo miai, na e kai te tupu he whanuani. Ka ko ofa ki he whanuani. Pe ku lau e koe tāpu aki lahe ku mo ui, ki o kau he whenga koe ni ke ai ha clinic ke whai ai dialysis ki he kakai Tonga, o kakai mau. O kua whie whaiha ki tala noa no ke he kuohiri mo e lolo Tonga mo i kahau. Koe i he taha walu tolu hiva nai. Nā e iwa wau a shaus tupo uluaki, tau whahau tupo. Pena i whai ai whakataha i kele i po ono. Pena i whai ai whakakaukau pe e whalala a Tonga ki whei. Pena i wholofola i tu i. O ne puke hake ha whalukung kele. O ne lia fui ki he nangi. Pena i tuku whonua. Tuku ai whonua ko Tonga. Ke he otua. Ke ona a whalala a Tonga ki he toi wheitu e taha. Kei whalala ta whataha ki he otua. I he tui. Tine malui e kakaini. Pe o ko tui whakapapao. Ke hi mea koe nai hoko. Ai whuaki a tongani ke otua. E hei hao e whonua. Pe a lahi ngahi tāpu aki o ku lilingi hifo i whonuani. O ku tupunga. E anga pe a te whakakaukau ata. O ku tupunga ia i he whuaki kuia. Ai hao e whonua ke otua. Pe whakawhetai. Pe o ku tui o ku fuu mātou aki whekau aki ai mea koeni o ku whai he ahoni. Pe moi tuku whonua ko ia. Hei ko kau mai ai eki, i he whenga ko eni, kei ai ha wheitu e lava o whai tokoni ai ki he whainga ko ia. O ka nao whainga ta ia i he mahaki whakamate, koe dialysis. Koe whalau ki muri fu mamawha ia. Pe he kai ke tāli hinga hipuri anga ke he kehe ni ihi me hine ke oki ai o mao tokoni ai. Koe māsiwa. Pe sio ke he ofa ai o tua. I hene o ngoi mo awhioi. Ai whuake koe na e whai e tupo uruaki e he tuku whonua. Kai ki whalala tongani ke toi whetu, whalala ia ke otua. Pre otua na e we e loto hane ihi, ke lava e mea o tau whai he ahoni koe mea whakahistoria. Koe tamasi ko e ni whakamolemole ko hono hingoa ko Radnia Imam. Tēne whaine ki tala noa anai he kai te whakiki ki ato hono historia ki te o tala whakanoa noa atu. Nei hao hono whamiri me Iran. Koe whamiri Muslim pe ko Islam. Aia o ko kai koe tokati lini o ko ta mau i tongani. Ka ko kakai hanga lelei. Ai whahenga o ko mui ta tonu ki he tui. Ai loto ko ia. Pena e mea ki Amerika, ai kuini hala e walu mata aho, Pea na ita koni ange ki ai tangata eiki kuia a Rodney, na ito kita. Pe lolo tongi na ngahi tala noa, na i tangi ai kuini. Tangi koe uhi o ka kaikia ha dialysis i tonga ni. I longa he taha ko puke i he whangata ia e kofua hange koe whakatapu. Koe mate pe. Koe mate pe. Pe tangi ia ki tangata eki e tamsiko e ni. Na e ai ha taimi. I lava tokone ke langa ha. Whale heni ke tokone ke kakaio ko whangata ia hi mahaki ko ia. Tu o ua e ni hoko. Tu o ua e ni tangi. Tu o ua ai toa e lo e mata. O i kuini a tongani. He tangi ki tangata eki e tamasiko e ni. Ki ai ha dialysis center i tongani. Ka Rodney na e tau taha fitu pe ia he taimi ko ia. Kei ako hei high school. Ako maulunga. Pe no pehe loki o nei whanongo ki ai. Pa ne ai ha ongo na e ongo ki hono loto. Koe whakaamu. Ke ni lava o tokoni ke whakahoko, ai tangi ai kuini, ke ni tangata iki. E hange ka whakatapu koe ni tamai o ki motuange. Pe whemu i kine ngai mea koe tokita mahu inga ia i Amerika. Pe toi mahu inga whakawaha apurianga he ni ngai whakatokita. Pe na e kore e tamsiko e ni ke ni tamai. Na alava o tokoni ki Tonga. Pe hange he ni tamai o talange e Rodney. Koe whainga maari ni au ke ki whaiha ngau e ki whakahaho ofa ki he kakahi. Whai e koe ngau e ko pohopoi. Pe hange Rodney o ni tānaki ni ihi ki tokoni ki ai. Kawa i kita si e te mea. Hange koe lao koe ki lango pe au he tua i hoa si. Koe tama koe kuna o whai ai hiki mamafa. Ka koe tamsi koe ni mo ni ihina e tokoni kai kawai a Ram Vaman Rav. Tala me mua. Koe koe toki kawa mai ki mui. Whai ki mea leke leka. Koe nao tolu. Koe tau ni whiha nao hela ia he tōtō hau mo te tutaki mo i whenga. Ko whi whakamalo ki he eki paremia. Pea mo eki minister mo ui. Nana mea ki Utah. Ki sio pe mo tala noa. O whainga he whitu taki. O wakai. Pe e lava ai mea koe ni. O nā whaihu pe koe ha takoni e lava o whai he pole anga Tonga. He koe ngai koe ni o koe kake lava noa. Kake lava i hataha. Hange koe tuku whonua koe eki peite ni lava takoni mai. Ta i kawa e eki hi kake lava ha mea. Pe ue e loto e tamasi, ue e loto e ni tamai, ue e loto e eki palamia, ue e loto o e minister mo ui. O kore ai pure anga pe koe haha takoni te no harawhai. Mo sio ke kele koe niu ko tau tu ai. Koe fuaki e pure anga. Pe mo ni afio whakawhetai. He afio i, he ni afio e mahu ingo e ngai koe ni. Koe me e taha ko whekau aki mo e tuku whonua. He tuku e whonua ke otua. Me hoko e whonua ni koe whonua whakakristianei. Aia ko ha whonua o ko tui otua. Ko ha whonua o ko whenga ki tauhenga he whekau ai otua. Me neongo ha whahenga whai kehe ngahi whunga waka he mea whakatoka te rine. Tuku peia. E koe whanau tau tolu katoa ai otua. Pe koe kakai koe ni koe kakai tui. Pe koe mea ia, o ke lelingi hifu ai ngahi tāpu aki ki whanuani. Koe tuku whanua. Mo hoko e whanuani, koe whanua whakakristianei. Ai o ko tui ki he mea, koe whei takoni aki, mo i whei ofa aki. Tokoni ki masiva, tokoni ki whaingata ia, tokoni ki mahaki. Hangei koe wholowhara e ki, ni o whi enua, na ki mai hainu. Na ko whika ia, ki mai hame ki o kai. Na ko hifale pōpula, na ki ahe ki a te ao. Koe ngai o ko mo whai. Pea ko ta tonu he anga pea te whakakaukau. Anga pea te whakakaukau koe muri fo ki a huia. Ta tona ke lau kau aki, ai tonga katoa pei. Ai tuko whanua na e whai. Pe whenga ki mui ki he lau maari e kuia. Pe koe langa kone ko ai ke whai. Koe haasino mai ai maoni ai tuko whanua. O koe kai koe rea pei. Koe tala malu o i whanua. Koe hamea ke whenga ki mo ui ki ai kakai. Koe haasino mai hange koe lau. O ko kai koe lea pei. Ka koe ala. Ko whakawhetai. Ki whakamalo. Pio whakaapa he loto hoonga. Ki hi sipinga maulunga o ko mota. Koe kakai tonga. Ki lava e ngai ko eni. Pio whakatawangi. Kōle ki tau tamahewani. Kene whai tapa gina i kakaini. Me hei funga waka hono katoa. He toka te lini hono katoa. Mata kare hono katoa. Lotu hono katoa. Ki ala nima. O tokoni. Ki mo ui. He koe mea koni ko lava o taita tongi ai dialysis. Koe whakawalala. Ki ala nima. Loto taua taina. Loto fiefuaki. Ihe anga whakatonga maoni. He tauhe ngai a whai kaula kuia. Ai nai folofolo iai kui ni wharote. I would like to finish my remarks briefly in English for those who do not speak Tongan. I apologize that much of what I've said is in Tongan. I would say to you who are here as guests whom I recognize, acknowledge, and honor, that you are amongst a beautiful people, a people whose hearts are full of love and kindness, a people who, unlike any other people I know of in the world, have a history where their king, when the world was dividing up this specific area, nation by nation by nation, picking the different countries and declaring loyalties and whatnot, and this great, great king, Taufahau Tupo I, he said to his nobles, we are going to give Tonga to God. And he picked up a handful of earth up in Paono, up in Vava'u. And he picked up that handful of earth. He threw it to the sky. And he gave Tonga to God. Where on this earth is another people who have given their country to his protection? Where is there another people who have committed themselves to live by the laws of God, to love neighbor, and to give? And I just want to say with all of my heart and with all of sincerity that I believe these people are among the dearest and the most lovely people and among the happiest people on the face of this earth. Pia ki te motol katoa kau tonga. Ko whakamolmole. Ko whakawhawangai e au e kau pālangi ki toa pei ko na waa mai tu uta mai ki he whanuani. Ke o atu ha whakamalo mo i whakawhaitai ki he ni awhio. I ho mo ofa. Pia i sipinga maulunga ko iau ko mo tā. Ki mau whainga ki ai. I ngahi ulunganga lelei. I ngahi ha whai koula. Mai folofolo ki ai a kuin sarate. Kainga ko ofalahi atu. Pia whakawhaitai he aha whakawhiwhia ko eni. Tua ofa atu. Malo.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Malo lele. It's kind of hard being the one of two Americans to speak, and I followed up the American that speaks Tongan. But I'm going to give it my best shot. I'd like to briefly recognize a few people here today. His Royal Excellency, the Crown Prince of Tonga, His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Tonga, ministers of the Crown, nobles of the land, the many diplomats and delegates from around the world, especially my fellow countrymen from the United States, the representatives of the face of Tonga, and a special thank you to the Ministry of Health, Tonga Power, Infrastructure Ministry for making this event today possible. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Rodney Imam. and I am the chairman of the board of directors for the C.L.C. Brown Dialysis Center. And I am elated and honored to be here on this beautiful day. Today is a very emotional day. I feel many emotions looking at this crowd. I feel joy. I feel excitement. I feel gratitude. But most of all, I feel hope. Hope is a very special emotion, and in Islam we are taught that hope is considered to be among the most godly of emotions. But to me, hope is much more than simply an emotion. Hope is a seed. A seed that with consistent prayer, attention, and focus can grow into something truly beautiful. Much like, much like the hope of my parents, who immigrated to the United States of America as teenagers from Iran in the hope of finding their American dream. And much like the hope of my fellow Utahns ancestors, where thousands of LDS pioneers crossed the Great Plains and traversed the Rocky Mountains through a brutal winter in the hopes of finding a home where they may safely and freely worship. And of course, the hope of the Kingdom of Tonga, the hope of dialysis care, the hope that never again will someone in this beautiful kingdom have to suffer an easily preventable death. And today, Your Royal Highness, when you break this ground, you're planting the seed of hope for the Kingdom of Tonga. I'd like to share with you all the mantra of the Imam family, and indeed the mantra of Sufis around the world, regardless of their faith. It's a poem by a 16th century philosopher from what is now Iran named Sheikh Bahai. This poem is what motivated my grandfather's philanthropy throughout the Middle East, and then my father's philanthropy around the world. The poem is called The Truth of Humanity from the Tongue of Sheikh Bahai. The gist of these 5 lines is, what can one do to please the Creator? Sheikh Bahai goes on to write, one can fast all day and stay up all night and pray. One can walk from one holy city to another. One can clean and care for the temples and places of worship. One can make a part of daily activity to use their lips to praise the Creator. One can stay up all night and ask the Creator, what can I do to please you? The Creator who doesn't need anyone's help. But I submit to you that nothing pleases the Creator more than opening a closed door to someone without hope. For those of you here today, and those of you watching or listening around the world, I humbly request your support for our cause, to support the hope of the people of Tonga, to help us save lives, to help us turn this seed of hope into a reality for the people of Tonga, and to help us here at the C.L.C. Brown Dialysis Center to open that closed door to the hopeless dialysis patients of Tonga. Thank you all. Malawa pito.
Tapu ki he o tua mafi, ko e au niu o e universi, o kune afio i o tau loto-lotonga. Tapu ki a kingi tupo wono, ko e hau o Tonga. Tapu ki e tahine kuini na naspau. Tapu ki he tamasi I pirinisi kalauni. Pirinisi tu poutoa ulukalala. Boe whare o ha moe ofo. Tapu ki a Lord Tangi, Lord Fohe, moho eiki. Tapu ki a whatongia me loto Tonga, mo kolo whakaanga mo ha mata apure. Tapu ki ik pare mia Tonga, Honorable Wakava Meiriku, mo eiki tokon pare mia, mo ho eiki minista o kapneti. Tapu ki he kauwhafofonga ngahi whanua muri. Pea kou kore pe mua ngofua. Ke whakamalumalo atu he tala whakatapu kakato kua osio no au whaki. He pongpongini. Kai ata mo oku. Ai whainga marien. Ke whakakato atu ai oku whatongia. Whatongia me loto Tonga. Mo kolo whakaanga. Ko kore beha whainga maarie, ke motu atu ani, ke hoko atu he rea whapiritania, magatu unga ho tau ka inga muri, o tau te fua, e hao whangani. I am indeed deeply humbled to first and foremost acknowledge the presence of the Almighty God here with us. His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince of Tonga, Prince Tupotoa Ulukalala, our guest of honor for this groundbreaking ceremony for the kingdom's first free dialysis clinic. Prime Minister of Tonga, Honorable Wakava Meiliku, Deputy Prime Minister and Cabinet Ministers of the Crown, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of Parliament, Chief Secretary and Secretary for Cabinet and CEOs, Reverend Sione Fasieki and Elder Sione Tuione, Pacific Area 70. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a special acknowledgement of Rodnia Imam, the chairman of Siausi Brown Dialysis Center Board from Salt Lake City, Utah. Makamaile, Mr. Sid Ramenlal and Mr. Ram Ramenlal and the rest of the board members who are here today. Today is a historic day for Tonga. Through God's grace, we are able to witness the beginning of the vision and the wish late Queen Halaiwalu Mataaho had, the grandmother of His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince of Tonga, for her people in Tonga, that one day a dialysis center will be set up in Tonga to serve her people who need this service, but was not available here in Tonga at the time. Today is the first step for that vision to become a reality. Again, a testimony of how the royal household has laid the foundations for this country and has always taken the lead with visionary insight in major important developments that will benefit the people of Tonga. Your Royal Highness, Crown Prince Tupotoa Pulkalala, it's heartwarming to receive your presence this morning. We sincerely welcome you to this historical moment for the groundbreaking ceremony. Your Royal Highness, non-communicable diseases is still the priority for the Ministry of Health here in Tonga. 75% or more of deaths in Tonga annually are due to non-communicable disease programs. While we're still prioritizing preventative programs in collaboration with our stakeholders, this new venture starting today will serve people with kidney failure, which is estimated to about 40 to 50 people in Tonga will need this service. This is a result of years of negotiations and collaborations between the Siaosi Brown Dialysis Board and the government of Tonga. With the latest discussions late in 2022, during the Prime Minister's official visit to Utah, with the Honorable Minister of Health in attendance to finalize the plans for today. Extending a warm welcome to the Prime Minister, Honorable Huakava Meiliku, and honorable ministers of the Crown who are able to be here today. Special mention and welcome to Rodnia Imam. In this world, it's rare to find people with a pure heart, with love and generosity, to be able to help people in need. So we welcome you, Rodnia, and the rest of your team. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, CEOs, Reverend Sione Fasi'eiki, and Elsa Sione Tuione. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you all and we acknowledge your presence as a sign of support for this important milestone today. Fatongia me loto Tonga mo kolo whakaanga. Tau whawhetaia pe e otua mafi e tari lotu alangi. O mau si ka inga ofa koeni. Ke kouna na uloto ke na wafea Tonga masiva. Whakahoko ai ofa Samaritani ke monu ia ai kakai e whonua. Hange ko same ko tau whanongoa i e pongpong ini whaki pea langlangi ki a Sihova. Le whakamalo ia hono hua whatapu ha o lau I kuonga pea tae ngata. Ko e maulo tū ia ke whakamonu I ai pe o tua mawhi. Ai whare o haa moe o fo o lau I kuanga. Pea ke nā wanu anu he lelei. Mo whonu ma hua hua ai pe. E ngahi ke resi. Kehe. O malui atu po tua whai.